So part of the audience's role is to give feedback, and every artist wants their expression to be reflected back to them, but not
Yeah.
everybody can receive it.
Yeah.
So, and I do think, at least in this age, PTSD is part of being a human. We have, just in terms of marketing or just in terms of violence in movies, we have a lot of, or, watching YouTube clips of car crashes or lions killing hyenas or, I mean, it's just, there's violence, even if it's not in our immediate surrounding, there's violence in our visual field a lot of the time. And then on the marketing side, people inducing fear to get us to move towards an action, or desire, which is a sense of lack in many ways, to get us to move towards an action. We are somehow in this new era connecting as humans by sharing these stories that gives us a sense of experience. And I can somewhat relate to the trauma that you've shared, because I think we all experience times where we're socially awkward or socially isolated. So I think we all can relate to that. But in some cases it's severe. I remember, I feel terrible about it to this day. If I see this guy at my 40th reunion, I'm going to have to apologize. But we were both the new kids at school, so I made sure he went under the bus and not me. And I feel bad about it to this day. But so he's got some trauma around there, and that was just my insecurity of being at that tender age of needing acceptance. And I was like, well, if they're going to reject somebody, I'm going to make sure that it's him.
Well, you really made me think about something I wanted to bounce off of you. You mentioned, the marketing economy versus the experience economy, and as this new thing. But this idea, of using storytelling to help people become more, as a tool to become more vulnerable about themselves. But, and it can be used in so many ways, whether it's personally or how you're showing up with people in your life, or your online presence even. You made me think of LinkedIn. We should probably do a conversation just on LinkedIn sometime, but one of the observations that I've had and other people have shared is that a lot of like the average LinkedIn feed, things people are posting is very, very difficult to engage with, kind of like just droll people trying to play expert and drop advice on, that nobody really asked for. But it's usually the posts that are most vulnerable. Like, there's different aspects of vulnerability, whether you're just being yourself or you're sharing something that other people might be very hesitant to share, but it's insightful. This approach could be a great way to engage in places like LinkedIn too. What you said, the experience economy, where you're really sharing about your experiences in a way. What is it? Like, I'm tired of the posts like, oh, here's how I made X amount of money, or here's the framework that's worked for me. Like, man, it's turned into like just a bunch of recycled self-help stuff, not real. My friend Brad Bogus did a LinkedIn post just today about the whole concept of the personal brand, and
Huh.
how crazy that is to like commoditize yourself and put yourself in this box that you have to continuously feed. Feels like there's something you're really sacrificing there about yourself. And I think that's why we see so much of this sort of boring recycled stuff. Everybody's trying to gain a following, and yeah, the experience economy versus the marketing economy. It's a really interesting thing to think about.